What is going on, my friends? Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a few days. Your boy's been out there playing games on my stream, twitch.tv/shake, by the way. Come drop me a follow over there. I'll be live right after this video goes out. And we've also been chilling in my Discord. If you haven't joined my Discord, join up there as well. And last but not least, consider hitting like on the video if you like any of my content and you want to support your boy. And if you haven't subscribed and turned on notifications, do that as well. Right, once you've done those favors for your boy, let's get into this video. So today we're talking about the current changes to Void 3.0 Titan and how Bungie seems to approach nerfing and adjusting Titans with a giant Titan hammer, smashing things over the head, compared to some very meticulous tuning and adjusting for Hunters and Warlocks. For example, invisibility on Hunter, very meticulous, minor little changes. Don't want to upset the apple cart, make a little change to Invis so that the Invis Hunter overlords are not upset. But when it comes to the Titan stuff that's a bit problematic, boom, just smashed over the head with reckless abandon. And I'm sorry, but this is definitely a bit of a Titan rant video, so strap yourselves in. So I'm talking about the recent changes to Offensive Bulwark and the Bastion cooldown. Obviously, they've changed this quite significantly. It's pretty intense. So Offensive Bulwark Void Aspect now grants 60% less bonus grenade energy regeneration in PvP game modes. Now, this change on its own, I'm not really too fussed about this. It's a bit harsh. 60% is a whopping massive nerf. I can't see them adjusting something on a Hunter like that just out of the blue. Boom, 60%. I thought it was a little bit uncalled for, but you know, that's what they decided to do. Fair enough. And of course, Bastion has been a major issue for players. The 40 HP overshield on the Titan has been deemed vastly overpowered. If the Titan has something like this, it is a huge crime. Titans cannot have a 40 HP overshield. They cannot be the tankiest subclass. It's just simply not allowed. Now, let me take the Titan hat off for a second and say this. Spamming Bastion overshields every 10-15 seconds like people were doing is obnoxious and should not be possible. I completely agree with that. But this change right here, Titan Barricade's base cooldown when Bastion Void Aspect is equipped is now 82 seconds, up from 53 seconds. This is 29 seconds added on to every single tier. This matches the recharge rate of Warlock Rift. Now, Bungie have really, listen, okay, there's a big difference between a Titan Barricade and Warlock Rift. And I can explain it to you like this. You put a Titan Barricade down, it can be destroyed in one shot by a shotgun or whatever special weapon. It can just be obliterated. That Bastion Barricade has 20% less hit points as of the last patch before. So it's already got less hit points. And now it takes as long as a Warlock Rift to cool down. Whereas unlike a Warlock Rift, it can be destroyed instantly. Whereas when you put a Rift down, it's just there and it stays there. Granted, the Titan Barricade allows you to leave the barricade and roam away with your gigantic 40 HP overshield. That's definitely turning the tide in every single engagement you get into. It's definitely not. So we have a problem now. The cooldowns are kind of extreme. If you're running tier 10 resilience on a Titan, you can get your shield back in 35 seconds, which isn't bad. But the problem is, for players who weren't abusing 10 resilience, like myself, I've never ran 100 resilience in any activity. And obviously a lot of people have only started running 100 resilience to abuse the Bastion overshield, right? But someone like myself, I've typically always been in like the 5 to 7 resilience, maybe 8 at a push with the introduction of Bastion. But typically I'd be around a 5 or a 6, right? And now if I run Bastion and I run 5 or 6 resilience, I'm waiting like a minute for a barricade that can be destroyed in one shotgun blast. It seems a little bit out of whack. And I know what the next thing you're going to say is, well, Shake, why don't you just don't run Bastion then? And that brings me to my next problem. If you take a look at Bastion, the aspect, and you take a look at Offensive Bulwark, the aspect, one doesn't really work that well without the other. Without Bastion, your uptime on Offensive Bulwark is going to be very low. Now, there are a couple of ways you can increase your uptime of Bulwark without running Bastion, and I'm going to get into that now. You could run the throwing shield and get tagged with the throwing shield for a little bit of Offensive Bulwark. Bear in mind, Offensive Bulwark gives you many benefits, not just the grenade recharge that got severely nerfed. It gives you increased melee, range, and damage as well. It has a bunch of good benefits for aggressive players, and I personally really like using it. So you could use the throwing shield to tag people, but that presents me with another big problem, and that is that I, like pretty much anyone who's, you know, really playing Void Titan as well as they could be, using the shoulder charge ability over the shield throw for the movement capabilities that shoulder charge provides. Shoulder charge really opens up playing Titan, and having shoulder charge with Ward of Dawn and these kinds of things is very strong and probably the best thing about Void 3.0. So of course you absolutely want to use shoulder charge, but again, you're using shoulder charge for movement. I don't want to secure kills with the shoulder charge unless it's an absolute last resort. So that would mean then in that case, if I was not running Bastion and say I ran Controlled Demolition and Offensive Bulwark together, that would mean I am basically never getting Offensive Bulwark. It'll activate inside my bubble when I pop a bubble, and it'll activate in the rare case of me getting a shoulder charge kill, and that's it. So essentially what you have is one aspect that in PvP at least just does not function without Bastion. So essentially what this means, the problem it means for me, is if I want to get the most out of Offensive Bulwark, I have to gimp myself with a severely nerfed Titan Barricade on Bastion. It has less hit points, it charges up like a Warlock Rift, except it can be destroyed instantly. And just for someone who has always played Titan, and I'm not one of the flavor of the week Titans who just switched to Titan to abuse barricades and play Ward of Dawn in Trial Zone Capture to abuse it, you know, as someone who's a Titan main, this is really irritating. I'm a Void Titan main. I want to use my barricade how I used it before, which is if I'm taking a bit of damage or I'm a little bit weak or I'm one shot, I'll put up my barricade and I'll reposition. That's typically how I use my barricade. I don't sit behind it for the duration of a game, or these corny things that the cornball meta players do, and then they get stuff nerfed, and then players like me who's always played this class, I'm just stood there like screwed over now, because if I use Offensive Bulwark and Controlled Demolition, my aspects have no synergy whatsoever. There's no buildcraft potential, there's absolutely nothing I can do with it. So if you do end up running, all right fine, let's do Bastion and Bulwark, now if I'm not running 100 resilience, my barricade's coming back every minute and it can be popped in one shot by a shotgun. So yeah, this isn't good. This sucks, quite frankly. Ranting without at least offering a solution. In my opinion, they should walk back the change on Bastion by 50%. So right now they've basically whacked on 30 seconds onto the cooldown. I say knock that in half, add on 15 seconds to the cooldown, and that should be enough to prevent people from spamming the barricade very often without completely destroying builds for players who don't spec into high resilience. And believe me, there are some Titans out there who don't run high resilience. I'm a 5 to 6 resilience guy, maybe 7 or 8 at push. So that's what I would recommend. The change, if it actually happens, who knows? Obviously this isn't a hunter subclass, so the change might not come. You know, it is what it is. Now I do have a little build cooking here with Controlled Demolition and Offensive Bulwark. One of the benefits of running these two is you do get 4 fragment slots to play around with. Controlled Demolition with scatter grenades is pretty powerful, and obviously you can mix up your fragments and get something going. So I am going to start working on that. I genuinely think I'm going to stop using Bastion because the cooldown is just outrageous in my opinion. The barricade's use is kind of tied to how often you have it, because in actuality, like I showed in the video, it can get blasted away in just one shotgun blast. So yeah, definitely need to fix that up, but in the meantime I'm going to get cooking on some builds without using Bastion. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I will be live over on Twitch right now, twitch.tv/shake. So come over to my Twitch channel and let me know what you think about my proposed changes and this little mini rant, because Titans keep getting screwed over, man. We do. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Like, comment and subscribe. Peace out.